Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending this presentation. My topic is about the design of the self-directed learning course. I'm going to review the major ideas of self-directed learning. Then I will talk about how I integrate some ideas of self-directed learning in my course design and some relevant examples. Self-directed learning is a process where learners take the initiative to diagnose their learning needs, set up their learning goals, identify their learning resources, implement the learning strategies, and finally evaluate their learning outcomes. Self-directed learning includes these major ideas such as self-management, self-controlling, and self-evaluation of one's learning. In online environment, self-directed learning includes the design elements such as the design of the resources, structure and the tasks, and the supporting elements such as the feedback from instructors and peers, peer collaboration, and communication. In this project, I will focus on three major features of self-directed learning, including autonomy, ownership, self-control, and tangible objectives, and how they were implemented in my online courses. Online learning especially requires students' self-regulations and self-autonomy to actively engage in the course activities. Autonomy enables learners to learn independently with their own choice and self-determination, and to control the activities relevant to their performance and outcomes. Learners feel a sense of autonomy when instructors can consider their personal interests and customize the course activities to match learning interests. When students have autonomy, they have a sense of ownership and responsibility for the actions they will take, the goals they will set, and the results that they will evaluate. Supporting learners' autonomy means that instructors support learners to have the opportunity to decide how they want to reach to their specific learning goals and how they want to engage in the activities, how they manage their time, and how they want to self-regulate their performance. From this slide, I'm going to talk about how I integrated the major ideas of self-directed learning in my courses, and I will also provide some relevant examples. To support students' autonomy, I ask students to set up their own goals, learning objectives, and state how they want to do their assignments. I provided timely feedback and evaluations and a weekly summary to summarize what students have achieved and what gap that need to be improved in order to help learners to achieve their goals. So here's an example of my weekly summary of a student's work and how they want to improve. And for example, I listed AP problems and also the concrete suggestions in applications and how it is not proper to add the personal experience and practice in the theory review paper and etc. So I allow students to create their own questions and design their own project to complete if they are not interested in the questions and assignments I provided. And a student can select the questions they want to answer and create the assignments that they want to complete. And students can select the group members they want to work with and the topics they want to work on. So here's the examples of weekly discussions. Students can respond to the questions I raised, or they can create their own questions. And here is a OneDrive Excel where students can select the group members they want to work with, and they just need to write down their name. For example, under this topic, they write down their name on beside the students that they want to work with. So in my courses, the students have autonomy to create their own goals and objectives. To help students to independently complete their work efficiently, I break the learning materials and tasks into small units or mini projects with the concrete steps so that students can easily assign the task among their group members. So here's an example of instructions of one assignment and an example of how student broke the task into the small units and assign the task among the group members based on the instructions here. So you can see I break the assignment into 4 parts, including goals, objectives, rationals. Here are 2 students, they work as a group project. And the first student's role is to write the goals, learning objectives, and design module 1. And the second role is to write the goals, learning objectives, rational, and design module 2 and 3. So you can see that in some portions they work together, in some portions they work independently. So to support learners' ownership and self-control of their work, I had all the learning materials and course schedules pre-uploaded to the online courses so that students can complete the assignments based on their own pace. I also inform students the overall plan and timeline to complete the assignments. Here is an example of the course calendar that I created to facilitate students self-management their coursework. Students can clearly see which days they need to submit their assignments. And this calendar also reflected in the online courses, in the weekly unit, and also in the assignments. So to support learners' self-management and self-control of their group work at the beginning of the semester, I asked students to create a plan for their whole semester assignments and clarify the roles of each member in the assignments. So here's an example of one group's plan. The first table is the due dates for each assignment. The second table is the roles of each member in each assignment. In the first assignment, students, they actually created the plans for other assignments too. And in this slide, I only provided the plan for the first assignment. So in online learning environment, it is really time consuming for the instructors to manage everything. It is important to ask students to first to self-manage their own work and also some logistic issues. In my online courses, I ask students to self-manage their class roster. Instead of creating a class roster by myself, I create a table for a class roster in OneDrive, and the student type in their contact information and personal information in the table. So you can also see there are some some links to guide the student to how to do some tasks in this project. So structured design and tangible objectives are emphasized in self-directed learning. To support the self-directed learning, I use the following strategies to create a clear course roadmap so that students will know clearly the overall course goals and objectives and what they are expected to achieve during the semester. One, I provided a clear video tour to go over the course syllabus and course structure in Canvas and pointed out the important parts of the course. And two, at the beginning of the semester, in one course, I asked students to go over the previous student projects, glance over the major topics of the whole semester, and then write a summary of the major topics in this course, and select topics that they want to focus on in this semester. Three, I also use the structured design to better facilitate students' self-directed learning. Specifically, in each module in online course, I specified the learning objectives, the detailed steps of how to complete the assignments which are due. So here is an example of how I create templates for students to follow about how to complete this project. And here is an example of how I create the structured questions so that students must answer these questions when they respond to their peers' project or online discussions. So here's the examples of how I structured the course design so that the learning objectives and learning materials all are integrated into the assignments. For example, here the learning objectives is to learn the main function of educational program management, mission and vision of organization, and types of adult education programs. So the learning materials also I provided the readings which are relevant to this topic, such as mission and vision, and the structure of the organization and program. And then in the assignment, I ask the student to write about the major function of educational program management, mission and vision of organization, and types of adult education program, so that we are all are related. So here are some ideas based on this project about self-directed learning. One, in self-directed learning, well-planned intervention with the structured support, timely feedback, and clear guidance can help instructors understand learners' needs. They support learners' autonomy, self-management, self-evaluation of their learning, and help learners understand their accountability in learning. They motivate students to search for the available resources and to implement the strategies for the learning outcomes. Two, to help learners understand their involvement and accountability of learning and have a clear direction of what they should do and how they should be involved in their self-directed learning. Instructors can help students set up achievable goals, tangible objectives, and clear directions, and the relevant rules and regulations before the class starts. Three, such achievable goals and tangible objectives and learning activities can be communicated through various strategies and channels, such as video talk, weekly summary, group plan, topic summary, instructions in assignments, etc. Four, this project provides the following strategies for supporting the self-directed learning, such as setting up the course roadmap, streamline the course materials, setting up the structured questions, integrating the learning objectives into the learning materials and assignments, supporting learners' self-controlling and self-management of the logistic issues and group work by using the interactive program such as OneDrive, and providing students a step-by-step instructions for achieving their tangible goals. This is all for this presentation. Thank you for your attention. And if you have questions, please ask me. And if you are interested in my work, please scan the QR code on the right side. Thank you.